hoping that more people will involve themselves in this community. There are so many people on social media that have hours of time to spend saying negative things and a few positive things, but very few people show up and want to spend that 1 hour to help the community. And that's what we're looking to be, a really helpful community, not a nasty community. So if you would please volunteer, it would be very, very much appreciated by everyone in the community.
Okay, like you said, we're definitely recruiting people for the finance committee. Just to show you what we got to deal with here. We know it's going to be a little tough because I had Arlene print this paper off. This is the balance sheet, and it goes all the way up until June 6th of 25. It states the operating fund for different banks and reserves. And it has on here, Brandon Bank is $90,647.63 to the minus. But when I go to the bank, when I went to the bank on the first, the same account has $260,963.35. So that tells you that certain things are entered in, had been entered in QuickBooks that was incorrect. And that's before the ACHs went in, because Arlene did on the 6th. And that just shows you one example. And there's a OZK bank down there that's $3,053.39 to the minus. That account has $117,000 and, well, $1,017,518.33. So that tells you we have stuff to look for, and I have the vendor list for last year that will help us with the friends call it together. I mean, not friends call it, the regular budget, and that just shows what it's carrying on of what the finance committee said last year in June, having to be double billing, that kind of stuff. They stressed that in that letter. So that just shows you that it went on already till just 2 weeks ago. So thank you.
Excuse me. All you're going to do is get up to the podium and line up. Okay. Any questions, any comments? Yeah.
Sandy Trouble, Unit 1. How can that much money, that big a discrepancy not be found?
Right.
I mean, you're talking a difference of like 7 days. How can checks with that amount clear the bank, and or we enter them as clearing the bank and they didn't get to the bank? I'm confused. You go from 9,000?
90,000.
It's 90,000 on June 6th. That is what
You have 90 or 9?
90.
90.
But what was in the bank on June 1st was 260,000.
Do you need to hire somebody to balance the banks every month? What is the problem here? I just don't get it. I did this for the accounting office that I worked in. I balanced, 50 banks a month. If you went to the penny, there was something wrong. You had to know exactly why you were not to the penny. How can this be?
The reason I'm telling you that is basically it's because we know that in the time Vivian was Brookridge and the time Arlene has been here, we know stuff has been keyed in incorrectly. Because there's no way we would have spent.
Speak up, we can't hear you.
There's no way we would have spent. That says $90,000. It's a minus. But The bank
We're in the
has,
hole?
look, the bank has $260,000. Plus, you still don't have the assessments counted that was on Legacy Gate. So technically, we have probably close to $400,000 in the bank. I'm telling you that for the fact is that that was entered incorrectly. Because I found other areas that were entered incorrectly. Way
Okay. I have a question about our HOAs too. Like, I personally pay mine by the year. So I pay it in January for the whole year. How is that accounted for? Do you take 1/12 every month and add it in, or, so where's the rest of that money then? How many other people pay by the year? You know what I mean? Is it in a prepaid account? Where is it accounted for?
Well, technically, they do enter it, 1/12. They spread it out in QuickBooks over 1/12.
Okay, they spread it out over 1/12, but where is that money actually? You take my check, my $600 check, and deposit it?
Still be in the operating account.
Can't be in the operating account, only 1/12 should be, the rest of it should be in prepaid.
I'm just telling you that.
Well, I'm telling you, that's wrong.
Okay. I think the problem that people, let me make sure this is running right. I think the problem that people are running into, which is exactly what we ran into as a board. Come on down, Patrona. QuickBooks, which is what he's talking about right here, is about as useless as the microphone when it doesn't work. If it's not fed the appropriate information, we're gonna get poor information back. This is wrong. Jerry goes to the bank every month, sometimes a couple, 2 or 3 times a month, checks all of them, brings them back on his little notes, and says, this is what we actually have. Have I called to confirm that? Yes, I have. I have no idea what's going on with this, but I can tell you that the bookkeeper that is coming in, that is a master's accountant, her thing is QuickBooks, and she said she will reconcile these books. So that's what we're paying her to do. Reconcile it, find out where the boo-boos were, fix the numbers, make sure they bring it forward, and that it's correct and matches the bank. Because the bank says we're fine. QuickBooks says we're broke belly up and we've got to close our doors. So that's what's going on with the finances. So we are working towards resolving that issue.
Hi. Hi. I have a real quick question and then I'll get to my question. How,
You have one question.
oh,
you
I'm
have another
Patrona Tarman, Unit 3.
Thank you.
How soon does the new bookkeeper start, right? Tuesday? Okay, they were talking back there.
The per diem bookkeeper will be here on Tuesday.
Okay,
We just finalized, I'm hopeful, she says that she'll fix it. So I'm hopeful, and we'll be signing the contract and she'll be starting. It's not a contract, it's a service agreement, the lawyer's already seen it, it's good.
okay. My question is, what about the lawns here in Brookridge?
Mhm.
I live on Inner Rialto, and there's a lawn up for me that has not been cut all year. It's about 3 feet high. Are
Okay.
we not mowing lawns or doing like forced
Depends.
mows?
Is the lawn part of Brookridge property? Is it an empty lot?
There's a home on that
There's
lot.
a home on the lot. So the homeowner has not mowed this lawn. Is there anybody living there?
Yes,
Okay. So if you get me the street address, I will make sure that I give that to George and he'll go up and check it out.
I will do it.
Thank you.
Okay. My second question is the ACH.
Yeah.
Are those deposited? I thought they were to be deposited on the 10th of each month. They went in on the 6th. Is it any day? Do we have a certain date that it will go in?
It's any time between the first, well, actually, they don't do it on the first because that's when they're all tallying. So it's, to my understanding, it's any time from the 5th to the 10th. But they don't want it to be closer to the 10th. They'd like it closer to the, like, 7th or 8th. Because they
Okay.
want to be able to make sure that everything reconciles.
Okay, because they were coming out on the 10th.
Okay.
Am I right?
Well,
Okay.
I was at the office and a young lady came in and said to me, why didn't my check clear the bank? She dropped it off the day before and was in there the following morning at 10 o'clock wanting to know how come it had not. She said, well, the deposit hasn't gone and I have your check right here. Why didn't you deposit it? Well, because we only deposit it once a week. We keep it in the safe. So, at any rate, sometimes people just don't understand the way that the office works. So if you ever have a question, please come find one of us and we'll hopefully be able to respond to that.
Okay, I will get you that address. I'll call it in down to the office tomorrow morning first thing.
Actually, you can do that if you'd like. You can talk to George.
I can
If you
do that.
get me the address, I'll make sure that I take it down when I go down for our, how many? Seven interviews tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. George is code enforcement. He worked with Peter. He was hired on, and he's down in the code enforcement office. Good evening. Yeah, you gotta flip it to the green. And then name and unit number, please.
Good evening, my name is Gino Lurdy, I live at 8040 Fiat. I'd like to know who gets the background check on people coming into the community?
Who gets the
Who
background?
does the background checks on the people coming into the community?
I can tell you that do I remember their name? No. Correct, and I don't remember the company's actual name, but I know that we send them out every time. We had a gentleman come in, brand new house today. His background check wasn't completed yet, so they checked on that. So I do know they go out every day. When somebody needs one done, they go out.
So we have somebody on the outside that doesn't live here that.
We have an exterior company that does nothing but background checks, correct?
Okay, well, now I'm gonna get into my problem.
Okay,
It takes roughly about a week to come in to the community after the background check,
sometimes a little bit longer, depends on how they're coming in.
roughly about a week.
Right, if the house is already here, if it needs to come in.
Why does it take 10 years to get them the hell out?
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Well, I'll tell you who I'm talking
Well,
about.
and can we just?
Yeah, I
be
understand what you're
respectful?
saying, but
Okay.
you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh, I am listening. You said it takes,
Okay, so who,
this person is still next door 10 years later. Is this an actual person that is registered to live in this home?
no,
Then what do you want the office to do about them?
I've been trying for 3 years to get them out of here.
Okay, and we had the sheriff's department here, and I can connect you to Lauren, I can connect you to the deputy sheriff, what was he, a corporal, and you can also speak with Crime Watch. The problem that we run into is that if a homeowner allows somebody to come live in their house, and we have people going through this right now, if you have somebody come live in your house, you have to legally evict them to get them out of your house. And there is a process that you have to go through. So if that person wants to evict them, then that can happen. If not, you have to document, give it to the deputy, let them see if they can do something to help you.
Well, let me say this, the person I'm talking about
Mhm.
has a felony. He's a thief, and I've been losing things from my house. Before he moved in with his mother, I never had to lock my house.
Okay?
Now I have to lock it, and if I have to go to a doctor's appointment, and I forget to lock my screened-in patio, it only takes him a minute from his house to mine to steal whatever he has.
Okay, and do you have a camera system around your house?
Ma'am, why do I need to buy a camera system
I'm
when I
not
didn't?
saying that you have to buy one, I just asked if you had one.
Well, why did, when he came in, they didn't say, well, you have a felony, you cannot come in here? Why is that?
He is an unregistered person living in Brookridge.
Yes,
An
ma'am.
unregistered person did not go through the office, did not go through the background screening, did not go through the proper channels. So you have to document what's going on and give that to the deputy, because if he is a felon and they see that he's doing something wrong, they can do something about it, not us.
Again, I go back to what I was just saying.
Okay?
I have brought it up
Mhm.
to the office.
Yeah?
I was told It's in the lawyer's hands.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like the lawyer's name. Does he represent us? Does he represent?
Becker and Associates represents Brookridge as a whole, yes.
So can I talk to him on this incident? I've already talked to the police. They say without proof, you can't. He doesn't steal anything large because he
Okay,
can't put it anywhere, but he can steal everything like what he stole the last time. It's
Okay.
a toolbox. I mean, what am I,
Okay.
a
So-
hardware store?
Well, I'm hopeful not. What I can say is, are you friendly with your neighbor that has him living there or her living there? No.
If there wasn't a murder charge, ma'am, he would no longer be breathing.
Okay, and
I
so,
don't get along with, I don't bother with him, I don't
Okay.
talk to him.
so I'm just saying, let's try,
I
I'm just
wanna
trying to
know
help
what
you
you're
figure
gonna
out
do.
what you need to do.
I wanna know what you're gonna do. You brought him in here.
Is this three? Okay. Okay, so what I strongly suggest, giving me the name and address, come talk to me. I will see what the attorney says about it. I don't know where it stands at this point because I don't know who you're talking about. So if you could do that, write it down for me, I will talk to him, see where the status is of that case.
I brought this up 3 times to the board. 3 times. And I've been pushed, look.
Okay, I
I
understand
mean,
that you're being pushed, I get that, and I see that you're frustrated, I get that as well.
You're right.
Because he's a neighbor of yours and you're having a difficulty, I get that. So I'm trying to help you by saying, I will go to our attorney, see what the status is, and I'll bring that back to you myself. I don't have any idea what you're talking about, but that is why I brought the deputies in here. We have several people in here that are homeowners that have allowed people to move in that are not registered with the office. If you go to the office, they do a background check. If you go to the office, they are a registered person that lives in that home. If they're not registered, there's nothing we can do with them.
Man, I've been talking about this for 3 years.
Okay, but,
I
okay,
mean, how long does it take for somebody to get the drift of what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
You're hearing
So
me.
I have
What about the
legislators,
others?
I have deputies that you can talk to, and they're gonna tell you the same thing they did right down here. There's nothing that the office can do.
See that?
My apologies. Nope. Nope, we have a whole line. If you wanna go back there, that would be great. Okay.
Mary Story, Unit 6. Has anyone else volunteered for the Finance Committee? Have we put anybody else on besides that one person that was,
We have several people that have filled out their applications for the finance committee. We're going through them.
okay, do you know how many you're gonna have in total?
No, we don't. We know that we have to have no less than 3 and no more than, we can have 5.
Okay, if we don't get the 3, based on you guys making judgment, whatever, who will be preparing the budget? Do you have any idea?
I do have an idea.
Who would that be?
Well, I'm hopeful that we have a finance committee in place.
I'm asking if we don't have a Finance Committee.
Well, if I
Who will
don't have,
prepare
if we don't have a finance committee, then you'll all be informed of Plan B.
Well, what is Plan B?
it?
I believe that Plan B would have to do with a master's accountant that's coming in here per diem. I think she'll help Jerry, and they will create that budget if we do
Okay.
not have.
When are you planning to start preparing the budget? Because normally it
We've already
gets,
started.
well, how can you start without a committee and without letting the residents know? Because as residents, we're permitted to attend those
Already
meetings.
started collecting all of the information that.
No, I'm asking when you're gonna
we have in
actually-
there. We're
when-
putting together the notebooks, we have the paperwork, we're pulling it all together. We have one young lady that's already been
Right.
sworn in to the finance
Mm-hmm.
committee, and then we're gonna move forward with all of the paperwork, the notebooks, and they'll all be meeting.
Okay, and when do you plan on starting those meetings is my question.
I'm not 100% sure. We plan on swearing them in at the next board meeting or at the next workshop, because we made it a workshop specifically to swear in people.
Okay, so you'll have the budget then completed by August because,
It will be completed and
When is
given
this-
to the board at the August board meeting, which is when it's supposed to be there.
okay, so when is this master accountant going to be put on? When is she actually coming to
I
work
believe I
here?
already said she should be here on Tuesday of next week.
This coming Tuesday.
It's coming Tuesday.
So we're almost into the end. She has a month. She's gonna reconcile all these errors in a month so that this can be prepared and,
I believe that she's got a magic wand somewhere, I'm hopeful.
And technically, we normally have an audit. Everybody's argument is that the budget should be prepared once we have our audit. Did we hire an audit company yet?
The audit company has been, it's already on there. It's on the webpage. The webpage went.
No, the
draft.
audit for 2024. What's
Yes.
on there is 22 and 23. 24 has not even been started. Have you hired a company to do?
24 has been started, and the company, the same company that did 23, 22 is doing 24 and has done.
When did you hire them?
I'm not 100%, I can check the contract and let you know the date we signed.
Is that contract up on the website?
It absolutely is supposed to be on the website. You'll have to speak with the LCAM.
Who Arlene he's referring to? Who am I
Arlene
speaking
is
to?
the LCAM. She's the one that's supposed to manage the website, the information that goes to our website.
Okay, so she should have a copy of the contract if it's not up on the
We
website, but
have
we can get
copies
it.
of all the contracts, yes.
So we can get that.
Yeah, if you request it, yes.
Okay, so, and will you be starting to send out emails to let the residents know when the meetings are gonna be, where they're gonna be held, what time, what place, so the residents can attend the budget meetings?
I don't know, are they emails?
You posted.
I believe, I didn't realize that there were ever emails. I know that it was posted on doors, and I know that we did send it out. Okay,
Yes.
there you go, then we'll do that.
So you will send them out, and you have no idea when
Yes,
this is?
Jerry will, that's Jerry's follow up.
Jerry, you have no idea when you're gonna be starting all of this?
We didn't know when Okay, we didn't know when we was gonna start it because there was other factors involved. We didn't know whether we was gonna get a finance company even do to not do it. So that decision was only made in the last 2 weeks. So you can't make a decision and have that stuff on there that has not been settled yet. Like, for example, not only we got mowers coming in here that were giving us contracts to mow for 6 months. Well, that decision had to be made to give those up because we didn't know if we was going to have to put that money in there either.
Yeah.
So certain things had to be, you had to wait till every decision was made whether to have it or not have it, because there's no use in trying to do that when you don't have a yes, no, or definite answer.
And we don't know whether or not this master accountant is gonna be able to reconcile everything in time for the budget. So technically, we're in no better shape than we've been in prior years where the budget could be done based off inaccurate figures. As they've said in the past, and everybody's advocated, don't vote for this budget, don't vote for a budget because they're not accurate. And that definitely happened with last year's budget. It was by board members, put out there not to vote for the budget because it wasn't accurate. We didn't have the order back, the figures were wrong, and we're in the same situation this year, no better than we were last year. So how do you plan on making residents understand there's a need for this budget?
There was a big difference this year than last year, because she is on the per diem. Okay, she is on a per diem, so she can probably work more than Wednesday in person, or Tuesday and Wednesday. So if she needs be, she'll work longer.
Right, but that's just your bookkeeper. That's not your master that's gonna reconcile everything. That is your bookkeeper, is it
No,
not?
that's the master.
The master is only gonna be working 2 days
She'll
a
be
week.
working 2 days a week unless we need her for when she gets in here and looks at the bed, at the books. If she doesn't pass out or leave, one of the two,
Right,
then I believe that she will be working at least Tuesday and Wednesday. She has offered other days if need be, but she said, wait till she gets in here and looks at the books and then she'll decide.
so if you figure 3 weeks, that gives her 6 days to reconcile an entire year.
I cannot speak for a master's accountant. What I will say is we are doing absolutely everything in our power to bring forth a budget that has numbers that are correct, not misfed to the computer. That's what we're
I
doing.
get it, I
And Mary,
understand.
I believe your 3 minutes is up, but you.
Well, I wanna correct something
You
like
have
that.
other financial questions? Is that what this is?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
But at town hall meetings, there is no limit of 3 minutes. A town hall meeting is.
Well, I don't know,
open. There
she
is
said no.
There is no limit on town hall meetings, it's your board
The
meetings that have the
difficulty
limit.
is that I'm asking that people be respectful of the fact that
And I,
there's a line.
and I have a right as a
Okay, so
resident
ask
to
your
honor.
question.
And my questions are, excuse me? Thomas, I've never said a word to you, and I am having a quorum. I just have concerns as to what type of the budget this is gonna be, whether it's gonna really be
That,
fair to the
again, is
residents
still
or
a
not.
financial piece, and I'll have more information for you at the workshop at the beginning of the month.
Okay,
I-
that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Linda Walls, Unit 6. Jerry, your balance statement. You got it in front of you? You were just reading it a minute ago, weren't you?
From QuickBooks,
Yes.
the balance statement from QuickBooks, Linda, is exactly worth, nothing.
Right.
If this mic was not working, that's what this is worth, because the numbers were fed.
Oh, I understand that, but Regions Bank on there has been in a negative balance since last December, 40-some thousand. You didn't mention that one. No, I know they don't, but it's showing a $40,000 negative balance.
Not on a closed account.
Well, look at the balance statements.
Yes, it's showing Rita's on there. Why I don't say anything about Rita's, that's been discussed already.
Correct.
We know where that money went when it was closed.
Right.
I believe that we informed everybody. Regions Bank went to,
It went into Brandon Bank in a money market account.
it went into an operating account per the office manager over at Brandon Bank.
Have we got that straight on our records now? Zero,
Everything has been straightened for quite
zero,
some time.
zero. I get
Except
reports
for-
every month.
Except
Catherine.
for the QuickBooks figures that have never been put in right in the past 5 years.
Okay.
Okay.
So why do we have people in the office paying them if they can't put numbers in right?
Well, I believe that Vivian moved along to a different job. Apparently, she's very happy with her new position, and she's not managing books, to my knowledge.
It's not, there's other people who did it. System.
Any more questions?
I was waiting for.
Oh, no, go ahead.
May the 28th, I put in my paperwork for the finance committee.
And that's with everybody else's, and we're going through them all.
Okay.
The difficulty I have, no, that's fine, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Reserve account's supposed to be fully funded.
Reserve account, I just wrote out, signed on the dotted line for one of the payments. Almost
Okay.
had a heart attack, everybody.
And that's wrong.
And that's wrong.
Yes.
Well, not according to what we have, it's not wrong. So
Supposed to
we
be
get-
fully funded based on 2025, even though the 2024, we're working on the 2024 budget.
Again, this is another financial question.
I
don't
just
have
wanted to
the
bring
answers
it,
for
I
you
know
right
you don't
here.
have the
I
answer.
will find the answers for you at the office, and if you want to put in a request for them, I will make sure you get them.
I already did, and still
Okay.
no answer. I've had
I'm not
questions.
sure why you weren't answered. She has 10 days to get you that information.
Right, I've had questions in since March the 21st,
Well,
and I don't have answers.
make sure that I get that paperwork. You can email that to me, and I'll
So-
check out, find out where it is.
Technically, by the 7/20s, I can invoice up to $500.
You certainly could, but if you send that to me, I've been told that every request has been filled. It goes through me before it goes to you. So if you have other requests, could you make sure you email them to me, and I will respond to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. Hi.
I like your share.
Hi, my name is Teresa Glassmeyer. I am in Unit 3. I am also the golf course board vice president. We also have the board president and the board director of greens and fairways here also. There's only two things I would like to mention. Number one, on a happy note, we are having Smoke and Oak Wood Fire Pizza. Does anybody know who those? Smoke and Oak. We're having their food truck here, July 11th.
Teresa, if you'd like to come up here so you can address, that would be great. I'd rather that, I didn't realize you were gonna do this now. I was gonna put you up there and on the spot.
So July 11th, we are having a Smoke and Oak Wood Fire Pizza truck come right at the end of the pro shop where the other food truck used to come. It's a Monday from 3 to 6. Come get a pizza. And then on August 18th, on a Monday, we are having a BCPO and BCCGA combined golf outing. If you don't have a golf cart, you don't have golf clubs, it doesn't matter. Come on out, $20, you get lunch, you get to golf. We'll take you out, you can use my clubs, we'll go have fun, and we'll have a great time. So the signups are over at the pro shop. I'd love to have everybody come, and I would love to ask the BCPO to put out emails regarding those two events to help our community become stronger. Thank you.
Thank you. And we took those papers that you gave to us and we're posting them. So those will be all up and about for you guys as well. Thank you. She didn't give me a chance to put her on the spot.
I'm Jim Dutton from Unit 6. First, real easy question.
Okay.
I have 2 1/3 lots. Am I allowed to park my vehicles on the grass for short periods of time?
I'm
They say
not,
no, what do you say?
I say, I can give you the number to reach George. He is the code enforcement person, and depending upon your reasoning for that, I know that they allow people in here that have RVs, campers, trailers that they're emptying. They allow them on the grass for 3 days to empty out. I strongly suggest you talk to George and ask him, because that's out of my realm.
Well, that's one of the problems I've had is I get conflicting answers to that from code enforcement when I'm actually parked on the grass.
Okay, so have you spoken with George?
Not yet.
Okay, so if you have some difficulties with that, come to one of the board members and we'll help assist you with that.
Great.
Okay?
As far as background checks go, why can't we make everyone who lives there, whether they're registered or not, get a background check?
Well, I think that the reason why we can't do that is because well, first of all, we don't know a lot of them are here until I hear from somebody that has been 3 years. We don't know that they're here, we don't know their name, we don't know anything about them. I don't know what they look like. And in order to be able to do a background check, you have to be able to know at least the name, so you can send a letter to the owner and say, we have reason to believe that this person is living in your home, they are unregistered, please bring them down to the office to register them. They can name them, then we're aware of them, but unless, this is the other thing, and I don't know how to stress this enough, if you see something, report it. If you hear something, let us know. Instead of going on to Facebook and turning it into some sewerage cycle that's rolling down that nobody's using the truth when they're speaking. If you want the truth, come to the source. Come to me, go to Jerry for the finances, come to Roberta for the unit reps and all the goodies that she does with me. We're all here to help you guys out. That's what our role is, and that's what we want to do.
So we can't make it mandatory that if you're going to have someone live here with you, they have to have them.
It is mandatory, but we have to know that they're doing it.
Well, once someone reports it, then can you make them get that person a background check? Once it's been reported that they're living there without any registration?
And that's a slippery slope that we live in Florida. And yes, we can, but no, we can't. It depends on the situation and whether or not the homeowner is willing to come in and bring that person with her or him.
We can't make.
We can't enforce that, no. That's against we're talking about civil
We
rights.
got all these other rules there, man.
I understand that, but you're talking about civil rights at that point. And that's something for the attorney to address, not me.
Now, as far as the clubhouse situation with the threats, why don't we think that whoever comes in to take over isn't gonna get threatened too?
Because I can tell you from the experience in the last week since we've changed the camera system over and the administrator is no longer the person that it was, they can't access it remotely. I can tell you that we have cut their wires pretty much. And because of that, we haven't had any activity. No, I'm waiting for them to come to my house again, but they haven't showed up yet. And I have a security system there as well. Once we catch them, whoever it is, they will be in the hands of Hernando County Sheriff. And they are aware that they will be there. Because we won't tolerate people vandalizing. If you people could look at the amount of money that we've had to spend out, the hours, the people, we've had to call Sapphire Pools, I was out of commission 2.5 weeks because I fell in my backyard because they put my spigots on and left them running, and I was gone for the weekend. So it's people that know who's here, who's not here, they know how to maneuver this park. So once I catch them on a camera, they're done.
So basically, the park has no way to evict someone.
I didn't
At
say
all.
that either.
And
I
I'm
know
not
that
talking
our
about going
attorneys.
I'm not talking about going through the sheriffs, I'm talking about all our park rules
Okay,
that we have. I mean,
we can't,
we have no way
we
of
have to
getting
go
rid of it.
through our attorney to be able to evict, and we can evict the homeowner.
Okay, well,
Okay.
that's who you want to evict.
But if the
Obviously, there's a
homeowner
problem.
doing something that she shouldn't be doing, that we can prove that she did.
And having someone live here,
Can we prove that? How?
well, the
Well,
document
this is
seeing
my
them
brother.
every day for a month
This
or
is my
2
brother,
months.
okay, this is my brother Roger, he's down here for his 90-day visit. We're done. That's the end. He went home for 2 weeks and
What
now he's
about
back for
code
another
enforcement?
90
Can
days.
code enforcement keep an eye on the place and see if he's living there?
Code enforcement?
Yeah.
I know that when the
Sheriff
sheriff,
drive around all the time.
when the sheriff was in here, she said, let her know, give her an address, and she will check into that. She will keep an eye out, and they will follow proper protocols to make sure that they get the information requested. So if
Once
you
it's
want to
been
speak
documented
with,
that someone is living there,
yes,
you can't
if you
do
can
something.
get that documented, the Crime Watch young man, I don't know if you were here at the last meeting, the Crime Watch gentleman, which is in the News and Views, Lauren is the deputy that's been assigned Brookridge. You can get a hold of those two, give them the information and say, this is what I believe. And then she'll go and see what she can find out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
YouTube has some questions, please.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Val.
Okay, this one's for Jerry from Sandy Hughes, why does Linda Walls have a right to ask questions at the banks if she is no longer on the board? Have a right to ask about questions at the bank.
I'm not sure what that's all about. I believe that Linda was asking questions about a bank account itself.
At this meeting, yeah.
At-
So if
at
that
this
was
meeting.
it, that's a legitimate question.
Okay.
Next one. Are the from Ann P. Are the landlords responsible for screening renters or is the office?
The office screens the renter because the renter has to pass background check.
And are landlords held to the same accountability as a resident, also Ann P?
The landlord, the homeowner renting the property is responsible for that rental and what they do in that property. Yes, I believe so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more? Okay.
So far.
Next.
Hi, my name is Lisa Dillon. I'm in Unit 3. Okay.
It has wheels on it, so
Oh,
don't, try not to lean on it.
okay, I'm trying not to. Thank you. My name is Lisa Dillon. I'm in Unit 3. I need to know if you all have talked about it. I'm sorry I was late because it takes me a while to get around. I'm needing a health and safety review for Brookridge because the ambulances are having a harder time getting in now because of all the traffic and construction from the place that's going in over there.
Okay, well, I haven't heard anything, so if you have documentation on that,
No, I don't, but I'd like to know how many of these, how many number of ambulances runs came in last year. Because at least 7 have come in the past 5 days. And they go right by my house.
okay, and what they do when there's an ambulance coming, just so everybody knows, they open up all the gates, and wherever the ambulance has to go, they go. They get in, and then they close down and they make sure that the traffic doesn't go anywhere near them. I believe that we have, well, maybe not. So yes, that's what I believe takes place. That's what I've been told.
I'm sorry, but I don't feel safe that they're gonna be able to get into me at any given point in time. I have emergency runs that have to be done every now and then because I
Okay.
fall.
And have you had any difficulties with that to date?
They haven't told me that they haven't, like they were at 2:00 in the morning.
Correct, and we talked with, I know that the ambulance, the fire, all of those people were a part of that master plan that went in over there. So I'm hopeful that they took the emergency vehicles into place, but I would think that, if you would like for me to reach out to the rescue unit, I guess I could do that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what they would tell me because they don't seem to have an issue getting in.
thank you. I'm sorry.
I've never heard them say to me that they've had an issue getting in or going out. When the Gatehouse attendants see the rescue unit, and that's the other thing, our Gatehouse attendants are amazing. They make sure they're watching, when they hear the sirens, they're watching. The whole front window, which is a beautiful window, they watch the whole thing. The second that is coming in to Brookridge, everything's open. They've got all of those cars under control, everything, and there's an open path for that vehicle to come through. We do not mess around with the safety.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And good luck with those falls. I hope they're less and less. Oh, yeah. Roberta's right. If you have a difficulty that you want to talk about or something that comes up, please let us know. Perfect.
Tracy Dwyer, Unit 3. I personally do not have a problem whether you're a renter or not a renter, but we have a system called Gate Sentry, and being an ex-gate attendant, knowing that there are LLCs that own homes in here, where it literally says it on Gate Sentry. So you can sit there and find out who renters are in here and who the people are in. There's lists of names on Gate Sentry. You can sit there and go through the list of names and sit there and look to see if, does this person have a background check or not?
You can check those records from the Gatehouse?
Yes, you can too, because people come in and say, hi, my name is so-and-so.
Okay.
And somebody has a list of 20 people.
Okay, so you can check those on the tablet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look into that. Yeah.
No, those are some, if you sit there and you see repeated people coming in or they're on their list, you can sit there and coincide to see, are these people on a background check? I mean, now that I'm saying it, you don't know whether they're living there or not, but if you have pictures, I mean, I don't know how much investigation you want to sit there and do or investigation you want to do, on people of who's living where or what, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. $50 is $50. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean,
Okay. I don't know.
no, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've lived here for 28 years. My family has been a part of this community for 40 years. I moved in here when I was 30 because that's what I could afford. And most of us in here moved in here because that's what we could afford. So, and a lot of the renters, that's what they can afford. So I don't understand what the problem is with people who are renting, even as a homeowner.
I don't know anybody that said anything about a problem with renters.
The other, well, I mean, we're trying to kick people out because of background checks.
No. I don't believe that we're talking about renters. What I believe that gentleman that was, I don't know where he went.
He left.
He left, okay. So I think what he's trying to tell us is that he has a homeowner next door that allowed somebody to move in that is not a registered person to live in that house.
There are hundreds of people that live in here under that. Hundreds of people. And just in the time that I worked at the gate, I knew the people who were registered and who weren't registered.
Okay.
So, I mean, you have people that work here that know these things, and the board isn't using that. They're not using it.
Okay, that, again, Roberta makes a good point.
Because I didn't have a boss for 3 months. Who was I supposed to tell? Nobody is available for things. Nobody, the floors are a mess, and we've spent all this money on the Gatehouse. The closet doesn't open or close because somebody made the closet too small.
How do you know that the closet doesn't open and close? And by the way, I was just in there.
Because I worked
There wasn't
there.
a problem with the closet until the fan was put up against it and the fan was taken out.
Do you want to see the picture of the hangers that
No, but
hang
if
out
you-
of the door?
If you have a picture, please
It's
send
on
that.
Facebook.
Please send it.
It's on Facebook.
Why is it on Facebook?
I have no idea. I didn't put
You're
it
standing
there.
right here, and where did the picture come from?
Pardon?
Where did the picture come from?
I have no idea.
Okay, so you're standing here wanting answers from me or this board, and all I'm saying is that that picture is on Facebook. You have no idea where it came from. It could have come from any one of the multitude across the country closets, because it's on Facebook. Just because someone says it's there, unless you know the person that sent it. And if you do, please have them forward it to the office so we can take a look at it.
I know that it's personally the closet because I personally have been in the Gatehouse, know what the floor looks like, know what the closet looks like, know what the hanger looks like, that you can't close it. Like, what are you,
Okay, so I will be at the Gatehouse tomorrow. We have several interviews.
it's been like that for 2 months. You've been in the Gatehouse in the past 2 months.
That is correct, and I'm not gonna argue that point. What I'll do is, I will go in, I will look at it, I'll take Roberta with me. Nobody from the Gatehouse has reported anything broken. So once I go in, we check
Because
that.
they're afraid of losing their jobs.
Well, then maybe we need to talk to them again. We have been very, very clear, crystal clear, that as long as people are doing their jobs, they're fine.
I was doing my job.
I'm not gonna discuss your job, and I'm not gonna discuss anybody else's job here, because that's not my place to do it. If you wanna discuss your job, Arlene will be in tomorrow, hopefully, if she's feeling any better.
I gave my notice, and within 1 hour, I was fired. That's what, yes, it is personal, because I live here and I care about the community. I'm not gonna sit there and volunteer because everybody gets yelled at and screamed at. I'm literally doing it right now. Nobody wants to get up and do anything. We all want to be retired, but we want everybody held accountable. Some reason the adults that are in this room are not the adults that I grew up with. And I am including myself in it because I quit working here because of all the rumors, because I was getting hacked, because I knew too much information. Too much information. That's why I quit. I couldn't handle it anymore. And I'm sorry. I understand. This sucks.
Well,
And I don't know what the problem is.
You're
mean, I don't,
entitled to feel the way that you feel. I don't know anything about what happened before we got here. All I can speak to is what's happened since we did get here.
you've
We
been
have
on the board for almost a
nobody.
year. You've
We
lived here for
have
2
we
years,
have
for
not
3 years,
let
5
go
years.
of anyone that was doing their job. We do have several people that put in their resignations.
Yes, I did. I gave my resignation and an hour later, Jerry, you, and Arlene, in front of another employee, came into the Gatehouse and let me go.
Okay.
That was so unprofessional
So
of
if-
you.
so
It
if-
should have been, I should have been taken into an office and talked to because I didn't do anything.
I've asked that people be respectful, and I'm offering to sit with you and talk to you in front of the whole, we'll have the whole board there, Arlene there, and everybody else, so you can say whatever you need to say, but this is not the place for it. I don't
Why?
believe-
Because I live here. This is my community.
You
It's a
resigned,
town.
you resigned your position, and because you chose to do it sooner than that, that doesn't
Excuse
have
me?
anything to do with us.
No, I gave my notice. I gave a 2-week notice and I was let go an hour later.
Then you have to talk to Arlene about that.
You were there. You were the one who
I-
let me go.
I don't make those decisions.
This is why people don't care.
We have a meeting.
I was,
Oh,
Janice Quinn, Unit 4. Janice Quinn, Unit 4.
thank you.
When I was in the office applying for a 10-day period that I have to wait to get the financials for Brookridge, which I think is absurd. They have laptops here, and I don't know why we just can't.
Well, it's a part of the statute that we have up to 10 days, because sometimes when people come in, they're really busy out in the back and you don't see that. So it's hard to pull all of those things together.
Okay,
Okay,
whatever that reason is,
okay,
it only takes a second to push a button in the computer.
I understand that, but there's seconds, she must, you know,
Okay,
don't know
my
what they're
other
doing.
question would be, I was told by Eileen that we hire 50 people here. We put out paychecks for 50 people, is that so?
No,
Well, why would she lie to me?
I don't have any idea,
Her
you have to
payroll, her
ask her.
payroll is for 50 people.
I don't know why she told you 50, you'll have to take that up with her.
No, I'm taking it up with you because she's the one who told me that they put out paychecks for 50 people. So,
Maybe she, I don't,
employee, no, this was point blank employees. There are 50 people that can payroll.
we do not employ 50 people.
Okay, so what's up with that? Why would somebody blatantly tell me?
We have never employed 50 people,
Because
not to my knowledge. We had 46 people, and we're back up to 48 to my knowledge.
Water department?
We have to stay under that 50 gap.
Do we have a water department?
Do we have our own water department?
Right.
No, we have the same water department everybody has.
I would think so.
Yeah,
Well, that's what she said. Well, the water department, and we write checks for 50 people here. I mean, how hard?
why would the water department have anything to do with the employees?
She inferred, and she didn't infer, she said, the water department, and I go, we have a water department?
Not to my knowledge.
I'd like to know where it is.
I don't know, I pay my water bill, you know,
Yeah.
like everybody else.
How many people have been fired?
How many people, I don't believe that anybody has been fired. Hold on.
Wait, I asked the question because
I have not fired.
I'm not asking you
Okay,
specifically.
so
You're the
specific,
president.
I didn't fire you. You did. Okay, so I'm gonna ask that people be respectful, and if you want a question answered,
I'm trying to.
it is up to the GM. It is up to the GM. It is up to the GM. Excuse me, can we be respectful?
I'm not,
The
I didn't
GM
know, I didn't know.
The
all these people.
GM is the one that makes the final decision.
Well, what I'm saying is,
I can't answer you that. I can tell you that Jamie,
okay,
her boss,
yeah,
is Arlene. That's our GM.
okay.
And so if there was something going on,
And whatchamacallit there?
who?
Jamie, why did she have to have two other board members there while she fired us? Did you have to, Lynn?
We always make sure, even if someone has resigned, we try to make sure that there are at least 3 people in the room. Because that way, there isn't an issue, hopefully.
I had 5, 3, you two.
And again, you're not being respectful. We will listen to you if you're respectful.
Okay, I'm asking the question because it seems to me that there are a lot of people who either quit or were fired or
Correct.
resigned.
Okay,
And it seems to me that a lot of people have come and gone. And we as a community, we're not doing something right here. One person's bad, 2 people's bad, but there's a lot of people that, and I don't know the exact number, something's not right there. And I'm not pointing a finger at somebody, but, if 10 people have walked off, 1 person may be the bad apple. 2 people may be the bad apple. 3 people may be, but not 10 people, not 9 people. It just doesn't sit right. And why do we not, when we receive money, why don't we make a bank deposit every day?
it goes into the safe, that's what I've been told. If they don't get to the
With the
bank
amount
that
of money
day,
that we lose in
if
here,
Arlene
we can't afford to
and
put it in
they
the
do
safe.
not make it to the bank that day,
Mhm.
then they make sure that it goes into the safe and then they,
But
am I
that's-
correct?
It's not a common practice.
Never made a deposit every day. So
Say
Jerry
again?
will speak to that.
Well, now that we're losing money right and left,
Right, they're not, that's true. I know that they put it in
Well,
one
I
of those blue
understand
bags
one
and it
check,
goes into
okay?
the safe.
the other question I have is.
Most of them are ACHs.
If we have renters in here
Yes,
that are renting from homeowners,
correct.
isn't the onus on the homeowner to
Yes.
have that person have a background check? If we know that a person is renting and doesn't have a background check, then the meter needs to be running and that you can,
Correct.
if it's in
And
our bylaws, you can kick them out of here.
I can tell you that when a homeowner, whether it's an LLC or a homeowner, if they are going to rent their home to somebody else, then they have to have a background check to
Well,
be
you
in there.
just stood there and said that you don't know who the
The
renters are.
person, if someone is living with the homeowner, we don't know the name, we don't know who they are. If you guys know, bring that information to me, the Crime Watch people, whoever. And then that way we can follow through and find out who they are. And if they're living there, then we can request the homeowner bring them in. That's all we can do.
So we don't know how many people have let go or we have no answers there.
How many people were let go are no longer here?
Right.
Jamie resigned. We have 3 employees in here that are having difficulty stating that they were let go.
Right.
Okay. We also have 2 prior to that their positions ended, so I'm not really sure how many there are altogether.
It's a large amount of people that. that
Well,
I can't- Without replacing them, we're losing as a community. And there's
Okay,
gotta
so
be a
what-
reason that-
I'm just trying to say that if somebody has lost their position, or if somebody, okay,
It's not about them losing their position, it's about us as employers. What are we doing wrong that all these people want to leave? And we need to fix that.
correct. And I believe that what we're doing is putting programs into place with the new clubhouse manager and the other clubhouse manager tried to put in training programs, accountability, all of those different things were being put into place. So I don't,
Are we able to have advisors to the board? Because everybody signs up for this mess up there.
an advisor to the board,
To you guys, because you come on, You don't know everything that goes on here. You don't know the rules and regulations, and nor should you when you come aboard. You're volunteering, which I greatly appreciate. However, it hasn't always been a nice scene when people come
Okay,
on to
so
the
have
board.
you signed up for any committees?
I have not signed up for any committees.
Okay,
But
what I'm saying
that,
is,
I would certainly be on a committee.
we are
I
always
am
looking for
immobile.
committees.
I have,
Immobile doesn't bother us unless it bothers you.
well, I have an immune deficiency, so being around a lot of people, I'm really taking a risk being here right now,
Okay,
which I'm sad that I have to say that. But I certainly, whatever this lawn cutting thing is, when I pulled up in here today, the lawn's cut around the tennis courts, right? Now, whoever cut the lawn didn't have enough wherewithal to trim all the way around it.
I can tell you that they're scheduled in every day to do different things as far as lawn maintenance.
Well, it's 101, cut the lawn and do the trim.
Until the two new people get on. I'm not willing to go out in that heat every day and do what they do. So
Well,
I
if we
am
pay
grateful
them-
that they are here. And they will put
I
it
didn't
into
say I
their
wasn't
schedule.
grateful.
No, I'm just saying, they're here every day doing what they need to do until we get those other two on board to be able to help out.
Well, maybe, yeah. And in the
Sometimes they
future-
go through and mow Brookridge Boulevard, and then the following day, it's trim it all up. I mean, I don't know
Which,
what.
by
this
the way,
is.
the boulevard does look nice, but I'm just
Thank
saying it's kind of halfway done.
You
We
can
haven't had
thank
anybody-
our beautification committee for that, because they've done an amazing job.
And that's
There's
another
color
thing.
out there.
Why
It's
does the
absolutely
beautification
beautiful.
committee
So
have to
anybody that wants to go
volunteer?
help them, I'm sure they'd love.
No, why does volunteer, why can't we pay for flowers for our community? I mean, they have to be donated, come on, like flowers that are gonna stay here forever. I mean, if we can afford to lose $90,000 and not know where it is, I think we can probably pay, $5,000 for flowers and then come back.
Okay, so out of respect for the other people, can we schedule an appointment and sit? And then that way we can talk about those things. I would appreciate that. I'll have whoever you want with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have 4 people on YouTube also waiting.
Okay. Why don't you ask me while they're on? You've got a flat?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Since you-
I was gonna say, let's get the info.
Okay, Ann Pete would like to know, when is the attorney's contract up, or is he retained indefinitely?
I believe that what they signed in for was retained indefinitely until we, as a community, get together and decide that that's gonna be different.
Okay, question 2 from Melanie.
Okay?
Can you please address the pool? The water level has dropped often lately, so much so that the water intake valves can be heard sucking the water. Extensive periods of this could lead to motor burnout.
Okay, so first things first, we have a licensed commercial pool company in place. They take very good care of this pool. They come out when we are in need of them. They came out when the pool was vandalized on 3 separate occasions, that we haven't been charged for that. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for anybody that wants to look at it, we print it out up at the office. We have the full pool report. The chemicals are all good. The pool's crystal clear. It's blue. It's beautiful. Water level's great. Pumps are working. All of the seals are great. Everything is wonderful. So anybody in here that wants to state that Sapphire Pools is not doing their job, come up Monday, Wednesday, or Friday and take a look at that. In fact, come up every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday and look at them, because their reports are glowing. Our pool is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Are you all set now?
Yes.
Can I do, okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is.
Thank you for being patient.
No worries. My name is Colleen Bonner, and I actually have something positive to say.
Yeah.
I was in a couple of months ago to a couple of meetings, and I brought up a big concern because the neighbor next to me had somebody else in their house that I believe was dealing drugs. I brought it to the attention of the board. Of course, I filled out the complaint form, and those people are gone. So I'm very proud of that, number one. Number two, I'd like to follow up with my other concern that I had, in reference to people being, oh, sorry. You want me to start over? My other concern that I had brought up was people being vetted into the community. And I only know this by my experience. I am a realtor, I sell a lot of houses in here, and I know people have to go through the system and be approved. What had happened, and I haven't checked lately, but what was happening is that they were filling out the paperwork, but they were not showing ID.
Correct.
So I was concerned if the ID is appropriate. Are they requesting ID now for all?
They are
new
requesting
buyers?
IDs and taking copies of IDs.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was resolved too. So good, two positive things. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That's
So-
all I have to say.
So I appreciate that, but while you're right up here,
Yes,
can I just ask you a question? You're a realtor, correct?
absolutely.
Okay, so you're a realtor, and if you could come in here and assist us, let's say you came in here and decided to do our books for us. So you have firsthand knowledge, because you're a real estate broker, of the properties that are in here. Would that be a conflict of interest for us to hire you to go do the books and have access to all of that information?
Yes, it would. And number two, I don't have time. I've been doing real estate a long time, and I'm really busy.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm really busy, and I'm here to protect all the people in here, because there are companies or maybe agents, there's always correct people in different areas and things like that. But I have seen over the last 3 years that I've been in here selling real estate that some of these people are being taken advantage of, and it's very, very sad.
It is.
And I'm gonna stop it. People are learning about me, they're learning the truth, because it's not about the money. I'm in the service industry, I'm here to help people. It's a lot of money you're dealing with. And I also consult people at no cost. If you have any questions about real estate, any problems or any concerns you may have, you are welcome to call me, and I'll be able to get an answer for you if I don't know it by one of
Thank
our
you.
real estate attorneys.
Thank you.
So I'm here for y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
And I did hear somebody say that that was a stupid question. I know that a month from now, we would have been standing here and there would have been irate people had we hired someone that finally let us know that they were a real estate broker. So that would have been a conflict of interest for Brookridge. So due to the fact that we did our investigative work and we made sure that we were safe to sign a contract, we found out that we could not, and that was to the best interest of the community as a whole. So 6 months worth of work, and we cannot hire. We can't do it. Come on up, Esther, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your time.
That's okay. Yes, I know.
I know, we all know your name, I'm always telling you guys that.
Esther White, Unit 4. I just have a question. You said you were gonna hire people, which is great. Because
Yeah.
now we're in the hole, like 6 people on each place. So when you said that they were gonna be trained and you were gonna have people train them, who?
Well, all of those are in the works, but I wasn't aware that we're down 6 in both places. No, we're not down 6 in both places. We've reassessed everything and we're hiring the 2 seasonal, we're hiring a clubhouse manager and 1 floater for the Gatehouse. And that,
And you need another full-timer for the Gatehouse on the 2:30 to 10:30 shift.
well, nobody said anything
Which
about
is
that.
Tracy.
No, nobody ever said anything about that. So if
Well,
if
okay.
there's another position that needs to be filled, then we'll look at that. But Arlene hasn't let me know about that, so,
Okay.
okay?
And, but like I said, who's gonna train them? Who are the seasoned people that are left that know this more, that know more than the people that were let go?
Well, I'm not,
Sorry, Roberta, I didn't hear you.
We're trying to hire experienced people when we bring them in for interviews.
Yeah, but do they know our shows and our way of doing things? So they'll have to be trained, but who's left? That's all I'm asking, who's left?
Well, there's somebody left on each shift, and if you bring somebody in that has already passed an interview because they have experience, then yes, they go through orientation. Everybody that gets hired for any position in any company has to go through an orientation period where they learn what is particular to that company.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda, Mary was first, although way down there.
That's
she was
fine.
waiting.
Linda was
You're all
first.
set? Okay,
She was
just making
waiting.
sure it's between the two of you.
Thank you.
Linda Walls, Unit 4. By my calculations, we're down 10 employees, maybe more. Plus clubhouse manager, public works manager,
No,
code enforcement manager,
we're not hiring a code enforcement manager to replace them.
huh?
Well, because we have. Because what we have found is that the people that we have right now, and we're hiring a part-time for the code enforcement, that will just be driving around 2 days a week, doing violations and checking on houses. That way, we will be able to stay within the $50 a month budget. So that's what we're doing, not rehiring someone for Peter's position. They'll
Right.
still be in place. The young ladies
2
will
days a
still
week?
be in place. Yeah, no, the young ladies work 3 days on, 3 days off, just like every, yeah, so they'll
The rest of
always
them
be
work
on.
5 on, 5 off.
3 on, 3 off. Peter put that into place before. Now they're doing 5? I thought Teresa was doing.
The Gatehouse works 5 on, 5
I'm not
off.
talking about the gatehouse, they asked about the drivers. The drivers are working 3 and 3 on the violations. So that's what they're doing. No, they're out there every day. They cover each other. Yeah. 3 on, 3 off, yeah.
Right, but if you've got somebody in radar, we only have 1 truck, but the residents pay for 2 code enforcement trucks. And it's sitting behind the
It's still being
clubhouse,
utilized for the club, it's still being utilized for the residents.
but it's not for code enforcement, and
It
that's what
is
it
for
was.
code enforcement. Plus
I
it's
don't
gonna
see
be on
it
the-
driving around.
Well, it's probably because the stickers have been taken off the spot.
I
I can
know that
assure
black
you
truck.
that the black truck is being used by all departments for any shortfall that they might have in order to be able to utilize the vehicle.
And Public Works,
What about public works?
are you gonna hire a supervisor?
For
I
public
mean,
works,
Yeah, we got,
Arlene has been supervising public works. and
well,
she's-
Jamie was.
She's doing, Jamie was doing it in the interim until Arlene took over or until someone was hired to take over a different spot. But then Jamie said she could handle doing public works as well.
Right, because it was shoved down her throat.
I don't know what to say. I
Oh,
can't.
yeah,
All I
You
know
were
is
the
that we're
one.
not hiring someone to cover Peter's spot, and we have a really good code enforcement person. His name is George. He's doing an
George is a
amazing
doll.
job.
He
He is
is
doing
great.
an amazing job, and then we have Norma, she's the one doing the paperwork. We have someone in there 2 days a week that will be hired in order to be able to do the driving for the violations only. And I think that they're doing a really kick-butt job. And we have.
Well, you better
new
drive
ADRs
around the
going in.
community, Catherine, and look at the
I am
yards,
in the
look at the
community
houses.
all the time, and that's why someone's
Your
being
car
hired
is
for the
never at your
violations.
house anymore. You know where I live? And
My
I know
car
where you
isn't
live.
here at all. It isn't here at all. I haven't had my car for better than a month, but I don't need a car to get through this neighborhood.
No, you got a golf cart, and I
Thank you.
haven't even seen it out.
My golf cart's out every day. Every day I have my golf cart out because I do not have a car right now. So thank you for letting everybody know that my car is not there. I appreciate that.
Well,
Again,
I have
security
good, I
cameras
have,
everywhere.
I have good neighbors that keep me updated.
On what, my whereabouts?
Yeah.
That is intrusive.
Yeah,
Why would you do that? Were
I
you the one
didn't do
that
it.
came over and turned my spigots on?
No,
Somebody knew that I wasn't home.
wasn't
You're
me,
better than somebody that's watching my home.
because according
Linda, I
to,
don't think I want to carry this conversation on, but if you'd like to do it in private at the office, I'll have that talk with you.
no, I want the people to know. And have you been
You
on
want people
Facebook?
to know that you're keeping an eye on my house
I'm not. I walk my dog.
and you're watching my house? That's what you just said.
Huh?
That's what you just said.
It's hard not to when you're walking your dog around.
Why are you looking at my house?
She's
Well-
not, she said people are
stopping her.
That is not what she said. She just
People are
said
telling
that
me.
she was keeping an eye on my house, and I think that that's enough.
What about the Gatehouse?
What about it?
Have you seen the pictures that I've seen today on Facebook?
Any pictures that anybody wants the board to see should be submitted to Arlene so we can look at them. That would
Well,
be great.
it's
I don't
a-
go on Facebook.
It's a disgrace.
I don't go on Facebook.
You wanna see them?
No, I do not. Make sure they go to Arlene and then I'll be able to see them.
I think you should see them right now and let the residents know.
I'm not
I'm
looking
sure
at
you have
pictures
been in
on
the
Facebook.
Gatehouse.
I'm not looking at pictures on Facebook.
Wait, you don't believe them?
If you want me to see them, submit them to the office and I'll check them out. Thank you. Mary, are you ready?
Mary Store, Unit 6. I just want to clarify something. So we used to be able to put a request in for reports to
Yes.
the office
Yes.
and request them to be sent to us via email.
Oh, no more,
Why?
because they have to be paid for. If they're over a certain.
Well,
amount,
if
they
I'm a
have to be paid.
snowbird and I'm up north, how are you charging me?
I'm
And I
not,
request.
I'm not.
So I'm
100%
up
sure.
north, I'm requesting a balance sheet, I'm requesting profit and loss transaction by vendors,
Uh-huh.
and you have to email them to me.
You
But-
can go on the website to see those, I believe, right, Jerry?
They're not, and
Okay.
they're not up to date on the
I
website.
was on the website last week and they were
Okay.
up to date as of last week.
And if I wanted them emailed to me, you would have to email them to me as a resident.
I,
I have a right
you're
to
gonna
have
have
them.
to put that request in Darlene, she's the office manager.
Okay, but I live here
Okay, so
all
ask
year
Darlene.
round, and I want to know why I have to pay for them
You
at
have to-
25 cents, and why if I was a snowbird, I wouldn't be paying for them. Is that not a form of discrimination?
I
So
don't,
I have to go up north to request my reports if I don't want to pay $15 a month.
Mary,
That's not really fair, Catherine.
Mary, I don't handle the office, that is Arlene's position, so please.
And
submit your
Arlene is the
questions
one who
to
said you
Arlene.
have to pay for them.
They-
You are
submit them to
over,
Arlene.
wait a minute, Catherine. This board is over Arlene. She answers to you.
Then you
It should
put in
be
the
your
request and I will
discussion.
talk to Arlene about it.
Requests have been put in by Linda, and I will tell you, she has paid $14 the
Are
past
you
couple of
up here
months.
to talk to me about Linda or are you
No,
here to
because
talk
she
to me
does
about you?
report, she does
Are we
reports.
talking about you?
We're talking about both of us, because Linda
No,
and I,
we're talking about you.
no, we are talking about both of us, because
Did
Linda
you
gets,
ask me a question for you?
excuse me. May I finish what I'm saying? You want to talk about decorum? Okay, my question is, Linda gets reports for both of us. We're not going to both pay for them. Okay, we share the reports, she
Okay.
requests them. Therefore, I want to know why we can't get them emailed to
So,
us.
look at, wait a minute.
I got an email from Marlene saying that you said to charge me.
Excuse me, Lindy Bose, Unit 4. I just want to say, I think this is awful, first of all, and I give you guys credit because. Listen up! Yes, thank you, sir. You know, I was afraid you guys were gonna cancel this meeting because of all the stuff I've seen on the, website about everybody's leaving and all this. And I was mad when I first heard that, because I thought, oh, great, they don't want to get in the hot seat, so they're not gonna have the meeting. And then when I heard that you were, I was really impressed, because I was like, wow, they know they're gonna be in the hot seat and they're still having it. So I thought that was very commendable of you guys. And I just want to say to everybody else, I don't know if they're right or wrong, I don't know if they're doing everything right or not, but they're a volunteer. If I was a volunteer, none of you would be speaking to me that way, I can guarantee you that.
Thank you, my dear. Anybody else? Go ahead, bring it right up to the mic. Yeah, it's gotta be on green. Get it? Yeah, we can go.
I want to say, I think this is a great part.
Oh, wait a minute.
I want to say, this is a great part. We're all retired, we're on vacation every day,
And for people to act like they're acting here is amazing to me, because, you know, I always thought it was the young people that acted like this. It's not the young people. It's these people. And you're on vacation. Enjoy your life. There's a lot worse parts in here. We do have good security in here. To me, the only thing that we really need to work on besides the economy is traffic control in here. I live on the boulevard. They go 60, 70 miles an hour down there every single day. I have seen accidents on that boulevard, and there is people that's gonna get killed in here on their cars. I've seen it. I've helped people that got hit in here. So that's what the code enforcement needs to work on in here before we go down in here on lawsuits because of the speed. Thank you very much.
Okay, I just want everybody to know that the ABRC group, are we all here? Some of us are here. I won't put you on the spot. Their first meeting is small, official meeting is small, and I am thrilled that they are all together. And I believe that this is going to be a very welcoming committee versus, you know, I think when you get your notices, you'll notice that they're a whole lot different. So I look forward to working with them closely. So thank you. That was just my little word.
Is that an open meeting?
I don't know whether or not, I don't know if they've decided that yet, but I can keep you posted.
It's my understanding they are allowed to observe, but they can't participate. But I could be wrong. They could have changed the rules.
Okay.
It used to be they could observe, but
Right,
not participate.
right. Okay, so are you ready?
All right, my name is Tom Freeman. For the last 6 years, I've tried to volunteer and help better this community. Once I started to volunteer, I started to get personally attacked. That is why I no longer will volunteer for anything in this community. You try to help out, and then you have a group of people that come in here and want to bully you and make your life miserable. It is not the board's fault that these problems are here. It is the community's fault. The community is creating the problems. So I think we all start to need to respect each other. We're elders, we're grown-ups. We've learned the wisdom. We are not children. We need to grow up. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Terry Dane, I'm in Unit 4.
Can hear you. Higher.
Okay, is that better? All right, I'll see if I can keep it that way. Pardon me? Oh, yeah, all right, okay. What I have to say is I've been on, I can say a lot of boards, a lot of different condominiums, mobile homes. And just for shits and grins, every board, they charge for paperwork. It's not like it's just this board of directors. Every board of directors, you have to pay for the paperwork. That keeps down cost, and that keeps people that are just downright nosy, just for the hell of it, to, well, they do. A lot of people are trying for ulterior motives. We had a person in one of our condominiums that he wanted to tear down the board, the whole board, and he wanted to turn it into something else. But he had to have all the paperwork. So he asked for the paperwork. He was irate because he had to pay for it. No, everybody does. That's part of it. This board has been trying harder than any board I've seen. They are putting things in place that are new. And I think people are resenting that because it's putting accountability in. It needs it. So, I mean, it's just one of these things that happen. They're trying to make the board and the community better. There's too much fighting within the board, within the community. We've got a board that is trying. Please, let's let them try and see what happens.
Thank you.
Jerry Craft, Unit 1. I just gotta say that I'm appalled at what's happening today. For whatever reason, I don't know the business of the employees, but if I had talked to my employer the way you were talked to, I would have been fired. I don't think it's acceptable. I don't like the display. This is a town hall meeting for all of us. This is not a personnel meeting for disgruntled employees. And whatever their reason is, it's their business, it's not mine. So I can't say if they're right or wrong, but I don't appreciate that young lady screaming up here. This is all of us, not just them. I think there needs to be a meeting between them. I'm just appalled at this. And I just gotta say something. Linda Walls, you signed that contract, and it appalls me that you come up here and act like you're a saint. This board is trying, and you pick and pick and pick, and that's immature. You're part of the problem. When are we all gonna work together? You are. You are. We all need to work, we all need to work together. Questions are questions, wanting answers, I get it. But just constantly picking and picking at the board. I just don't get it. I don't understand what you guys expect this is gonna do. And it's not funny, Steve, we're losing our community here. We are, we're losing our community, and we all have to stick together. We need to respect each other, even despite our differences. I mean, what's happening? Catherine should never have been treated this way. I'm sorry, you agree with her or not, she's up here, they're all volunteers, they're not perfect, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect. It's gotta stop. This is a horrible meeting.
My name is Debbie Small. I live on Sandhurst, 14210. Firstly,
You're a rock star.
Hardly. I just retired from the courthouse. And I can tell you, when you want a records request, number one, you have to submit it in writing. That's by Florida statute. You have 10 days to reply to that. That's a Florida statute. So I think personally, I've been in here since 2014, well, 2011 and owner since 2014. I've seen so much go on. I think you guys are doing a great job. It was a mess. I mean a mess. I've seen so many changes. It's ridiculous. And a lot of people couldn't do it. And a lot went wrong, but you guys are trying, and I appreciate it. Thank you. I want to know.
If it's green, it is, yeah. Put the button on. There you go.
Bob O'Brien.
Be a rock star, like this.
Okay, my name is Bob O'Brien. I'm living in Unit 3. One thing I want to tell you is, I moved here in 22, saw the huge amount of people that saw who live here. I also look at the huge amount of people that are not at these meetings. I also look at the fact that I've talked to several of the boards since I've been here. It's kind of strange that we have several, but several of the boards, and I said, you know, what about your people out there who don't hear anything because the YouTube connection sucks, or you cut it off, you don't make it. Once that feed goes out, you could have knocked off about 75% of the voters, and that's unacceptable. There's people have the right to know what's going on here, and you said you're going to do that. I think they should, one of the things that you should do is look at a way to get this presentation to town halls and the meetings out there in a form that's stable, that's retrievable. You're talking about the rules and regulations. I tried to look on the website, and they say you don't post the agenda for the meetings. Oh, sorry, the agenda isn't posted for the meetings. Oh, yes, it was, but it just didn't show up on some of the people's things.
Okay, well, first of all, I think I can address part of that. You were talking about the YouTube and the feed and the microphones, all of those things. The fact that you can't hear it very well at home. I want everybody to know that we have a volunteer that came forward. He has a sound person that is versed in the sound system here. And we are having the sound system updated, all of the microphones updated. It will all work absolutely amazingly, so I'm being told. And the box that's up in the back that looks like it came from the 1920s is being updated as well. It's getting a new facelift, and it will be locked up so people can't play with it and mess with the wires. So that's something that's happening next week. He's starting, as far as I know, he's starting on Monday. Well, we're selling the board that's up there because we didn't need the board. And that board is worth between $500 and $800, right, Jerry? Okay, so that board will be sold, and the total price was 14, I can't remember the exact, but it's 14 something. I don't have the paper here with me, but I know it's 14 something. So by the time we get done doing the board and selling that board, everything all set and out the door, it's less than $1,000 to make sure that we're up and running, and everything will run smoothly from now on. So I hope that addressed one problem that you have.
Well, as I've learned here in Brookridge, I said, as I've learned here in Brookridge, I'll see it, I believe it when I see it, because you hear promises all the time. One of the things that worries me is the fact that you have people you're taking care of the community here, the community's knowledge, and you don't value that highly enough to put somebody on it or hire a consultant who does that permanently. By the way, with the pool, if you put a toilet bob on the pool and the water goes down, miraculously, the plunger makes the water go on and it fills the pool up until the plunger goes up. Lots of pools have them, Your toilet bowl has them.
It's an automatic, it automatically has.
Right, the only thing I do know about the pool is they requested for us to have an automatic water feed. If and when we're ready, but they did say that we don't need to do that, so we decided not to do that right at this time. We're just gonna let them do their thing out there for a while, see how it goes.
Chief, considering how long it took you to get the motor or the pump when it burned out the last time, if you don't have a backup pump, you're gonna be going through that again, and then it burns out again when the water goes down. Because you did chose not to buy something that's really inexpensive.
I'm not a pool expert, but Sapphire Pools takes care of our pool, so we hired them because they are licensed, contracted, bonded. If something takes place, they're really good about coming in and taking care of it.
The other thing I have a question about is all these rules and regulations, it's amazing how many you have here. When you change them, all right? Please put a notation when you change them in there, and then it is valid as of this day.
Well, I don't know if you watched the last board meeting. Wasn't it at the last board meeting, we reported on the rules and regs that we went through the whole listing. It was really, for lack of better verbiage, it was kind of boring. But we had already gone through, and then we had to make sure you guys were aware of what we had changed and what was being put in the books. So we went through that whole great big long, and if you'd like a copy of the minutes, we are more than, you're more than welcome as soon as they're approved to get them. Okay.
Okay. When you change stuff, you don't follow red line policy, but you red line.
You don't have to do that anymore.
I know, you don't have to do it, but the thing is, it's amazing how well informed you keep people as to what you're actually looking at.
Right, but we're trying to stay up to date with the Florida statutes, and the Florida statutes say we don't have to do that anymore. Old one, new one, that's it.
So you have to compare the entire page.
I'm not 100% sure of that. I just know I'm following the statutes of Florida.
That's the problem with the updated regulations.
Right.
You might eliminate 3 words, but people don't see it. And Sandy, I didn't say anything when you got up here, all right? Brandon was at the end of the night, but the thing is, I just want to say, I give people a pitch all the time. They walk around the community, and one of the things is that everybody's got the right to say something. The thing I don't.
Everybody does, but things like this, if you have a bunch of things, please give us a call and we'll schedule a meeting with you and sit down and talk about them. I would love to do that.
Okay, I have a YouTube person.
Okay,
Melody is saying it certainly would be a huge advantage if Robert's rules of order could be invoked at all meetings.
Yes.
oh, Lord, at a town hall too?
At a town hall too.
Okay, thank you. Are you all set?
Are you ready, Carol? Yes, Carolyn High, Unit 3. I have a question. When you go to the doors, they have this, probably 3 of them, they have handicap stickers on there, and there's a ramp. They don't open. I mean, you have to manually open them.
Correct, and I know that Sean is working on, he ordered the parts and pieces for the doors that need to have the automatic feed, so people can get in and out.
Yeah, because even at the other door.
Yes.
It's probably 3.
Correct. Okay, so we are working on that.
All right, thank you.
No, that one doesn't work. Yes, they're just working on things. Anybody else? Going once, twice? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. Oh, I didn't. No, it's a town.